So, Skippy, I noticed nothing bad happened to you last week.
Yeah.
Had a good week, huh?
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good so far, you know, it's, things I think have normalized a little bit, and I think we've finally reached, an understanding as far as what is and isn't, you know, acceptable conduct in a Let's Play situation.
I'm glad that's happened. Meanwhile, today we're just clearing out the rest of the districts in the first island, because the next story mission involves going to the other half of the game.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
Yeah. So, of course, being the 100% completionist LPer that I am, I have to show off pretty much everything.
Well, I mean, that's half the fun of an open world game, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm still not showing off, like, where every single solitary little shard is, because that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
At that point, this LP would be, like, 50 parts long, and then, you know...
Of course, or it would just be a supercut.
Yep, I don't think anybody is willing to watch a 50-part LP unless it's Okami.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, that's 50 episodes of content in that one, not 50 episodes of going everywhere we've already been.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of Okami, I do plan on LPing that game one day because it's fantastic.
Oh, good luck.
I still don't know what to do with co-commentators because I doubt any group of people will want to talk over a dog barking for roughly 1 year.
I get it. Roughly. It's not talking over a dog, it's talking over a Zelda game, essentially.
Yeah, a Zelda game starring a dog.
Starring a dog, which I think is great. But it's awesome. If I may make a suggestion, if you do, you should get some people who know a thing or two about Japanese fables, because that's a huge part of the game.
Yeah, that is. But I'll talk more about that when I inevitably do it, and it takes me a goddamn year to finish.
Because we're already bored of talking about Second Son. It's alright.
I mean, it's not...
Roundup episodes are Roundup episodes, I understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love Okami. I took a week off work a year ago to play through it.
The HD version is just so pretty. That is one of the best HD conversions I've seen in a game so far.
Absolutely.
Which is another reason I want to talk over it, because, like, it doesn't matter if you're playing it on the PS2 or the HD version, it's just a really pretty game.
Absolutely.
Proving once again art direction trumps over trying to make everything look realistic.
Exactly.
Because, you know, if you make something look realistic, it's just gonna look outdated in, like, 2 or 3 years. Well, maybe not 2 or 3, because Second Son has a realistic look, and this came out in 2013, so maybe give Second Son another, I don't know, 3 years, it's not gonna look nearly as good as it does.
Well, I mean, usually you go by console generations, right? Because I've been doing a garbage Let's Play of Gun, which was an original Xbox release, and oh boy, that game looks crummy.
Well, I think the reason that there's such a drastic difference between the beginning of, like, the Xbox and, like, 360 and the end of the Xbox 360 is because that generation lasted 10 years.
Absolutely.
That was a long generation. I mean, I'm not complaining because those systems are like $300 and $400. I can't drop that every 4 years or whatever.
Absolutely.
I am in favor for keeping consoles around for a decade or so.
That sounds about right. I was really surprised to see that Nintendo's already working on a new console.
Yeah. The Wii just came out.
Yep, it's, from what I see, they're trying to get into the mobile market. I swear to God, it's gonna be an N-Gage. Like it's gonna be the Nintendo N-Gage. You just wait and see.
I don't know, Nintendo usually knows what they're doing. They've only had one flop of the system, and that was the Virtual Boy.
Well, I mean, they know what they're doing, and then they immediately get bored with it, and then figure out how they can do it better. See the 3DS, for instance.
True. Yeah, the 3DS line is rather odd, because in like 5 years you went from having just 2 screens to like having full 3D and without any glasses, and it's huge or small or whatever. It's a oddity. Because if I remember correctly, the Game Boy was around for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then it all started with the Game Boy Color, and then like the portable, like the tiny Game Boy, and then the tiny flip Game Boy, and then the Game Boy Advance, and then a slightly more different Game Boy Advance, and then a flip Game Boy Advance, and then a tinier Game Boy Advance, and then a tinier flip Game Boy Advance, and then...
I will say this, the Game Boy Advance is probably my favorite handheld, because it was just basically a portable Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it was Super Nintendo you could stick in your pants.
Yep.
I'm all in favor of video game systems that can fit in your pants.
I actually bought an unofficial Nintendo product, which is a portable Super Nintendo. You actually plug Super Nintendo games into it.
I've seen pictures of that. How is it?
Yeah, it's weird because like the D-pad is kind of unresponsive, which is not something you want in a Super Nintendo controller.
Not really something you associate with the Super Nintendo.
Right. I mean, it's fine for like if you're playing RPGs or something.
Nice font. Is that the Metro 2033 font?
I don't know. I just Googled like spray paint font and chose the nicest looking one.
Oh, your paint's running, Delson.
I mean, when you spray paint stuff like this, that's an inevitability, though.
I suppose.
In fact, from what I hear, a lot of the better spray paint artists actually plan around having drips like that, because it's a fact of spray paint. You're gonna have drips.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And an aerosol can.
Wow. You did very, very little with that painting.
I know. It's ridiculous. On the one hand, I'm glad they didn't make me sit there for an hour spraying all of that, but on the other hand, I really wanted to see like how Delson managed to pull that off.
Smoke power, I suppose.
Or neon.
Hey, here's a question. Why doesn't Delson get the power of spray paint?
Smarter than I ever gave him credit for. The guy escaped from a couple of
That would actually be pretty cool. I don't know how practical it would be, but it'd be pretty cool.
You've played Splatoon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, okay. There, you got me.
Boom.
You got me.
Boom!
Even though that's technically ink.
Well, what is paint but just thick ink?
True.
Hey, I see a billboard.
Yep, guess where we're going, I think. I don't know. I haven't watched this video in months.
Some handsome rogue is spray painting. Help us!
Hi, you have reached the DUP helpline. Do you have a bioterrorist incident to report?
Guess what? Another billboard is covered by a bioterrorist. Whatever will I do?
I recognize your voice, sir. I don't find this funny. We will...
It's around this time the DUP lady actually starts getting a rapport with Delson.
That's great. He's just like, alright, lady, bring it on. That would take on a far more sinister tone with evil Delson, though.
Yeah. And anyway, occasionally, you get control of the camera when you do this. I'm not sure how it happens or why. It's a glitch. It is 100% a glitch. You're not supposed to be able to do that. But every once in a while, you can, and god damn it, I'm gonna make every advantage of it.
Oh yeah. So whee!
Yep, this district is all ours.
Yep, king of all you survey. Wow, look at all those glowy men.
Mm-hmm. And now we're gonna spend those metric shit ton of shards on stuff. Karmic healing. Anytime you subdue an enemy, you get instantly healed.
There you go. So this is the immortal run, basically.
Pretty much, except against, like, really big dudes, you never really have to worry about health ever again.
Well, that was a hell of a lot of shards. Good job.
Yep. There's only one upgrade left for smoke.
Alright.
Yeah, if you get all of the shards that you possibly can, you'll have most of the shards you need to fully upgrade Neon and Smoke by the time you leave the first island.
I like that.
Yeah.
Augustine gave me a special detail this morning. It was one of the worst things I've ever had to do. I was to oversee the collection of people who tested positive for the conduit gene. I could pull them out of those big yellow suspicion pens you see around the city. I had to pull 20 people out of those cages, kicking and screaming, begging for me to let them go. The woman asked me where I was taking her.
This guy has a shitty
I
job.
was going to a safe place. where no one
Yeah. I don't have a lot of sympathy for him.
I kinda do, because he actually realizes that he has a shitty job and he's trying to change it for the better.
Oopsie doopsie.
I don't even remember what this one is. I only remember, like, a couple of the tags for either side.
That just means it's a delightful surprise for you as much as it is for me.
Yep.
Looks like this is a fellow who might be taking a selfie. Oh.
I don't think it's a selfie. I don't think... Well, maybe selfies were super big back when this game was in production. I'm not exactly sure how many phones had selfie-specific cameras by the time this game came out. Because I know it's a big thing now to have... I know it's a big thing now to have two cameras in your phone, one that's front-facing for selfies.
Right.
But like, I'm not exactly sure how popular that was. I guess this game would have taken about 2 years to produce, so like 2011, give or take.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many phones actually had cameras like that.
Tons. Come on, the Samsung Galaxy's been out since, I don't know.
At least 6 years, because they're up to 6 or 7
Yeah,
or something like that.
Something like that. So, I'm sure that is the era of the smartphone. Delson runs around with a smartphone, for God's sake. Those all have...
Yeah, he runs around with, like, I don't know, it looks like an older version of the iPhone.
Sure.
I know Reggie pretty much straight up uses an iPhone too.
Oh, no kidding. Well, there you go. What a guy. He must be well paid.
Actually, considering it's 2013 and he's still using an iPhone 2, he probably gets paid like shit.
That's actually a fair point. He's probably waiting for his plan to roll over and give him a new phone.
Helpline, do you have a bioterrorist incident to report?
Too bad they're all on that, like, monthly payment plan thing now.
Oh, yep, that's true.
Why do they even keep answering my
You have to
call?
pay $700 for a phone over the course of 2 years. That's dumb.
Yep, that's the way. Financing. Oh, hey.
Mm-hmm.
A helicopter.
Yep. So one of my favorite ways to use the missiles for Neon is to start charging it up, and then when it's about to finish charging up and fire, go into the slow time to get a better aim. Because, like I said, these things do shit for damage.
Okay.
Because look, it took like 6 or 7 missiles to bring down one helicopter.
Right, it would have taken 3 smoke, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 smoke. Don't get me wrong, I love the neon power. It's super good, but it does have its problems. Every power has its problems. For instance, smoke is really awful at traversal.
I don't want to alarm you, but in that barrage you killed a civilian.
I know. It sucks.
Poor bastard.
Yup. I'm sorry, random civilian.
All I hope is that you were either an asshole or a criminal.
Or future criminal.
Right, and shall not be missed. Where could it be?
Where is it? I actually have no... Oh, there it is!
Hey,
Found it.
alright.
Brought in someone from your village today. He was pretty worked over, but still coherent. You Akomish are tough. Augustine told him he had tested positive for the conduit gene, and that he had one chance to join her. He looked at her and just started laughing. She was furious. I've seen her use that "you're a conduit too" tactic before. Works more than you think. Not on your buddy. He just kept laughing until Augustine told him to take him away to Curtin K and forget about him. Just as he was being dragged out of the room, he said, "When Delson finds you, tell him hi from the Akomish."
Aww.
The Akomish are great.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best fictional Native American tribe ever. This is one I actually do remember. I'm not going to spoil it because it's pretty great. Oh yeah, you own a PS4 now, right?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think?
It's a good system. It's a really good system. So far. Oh man, I like that one. That's quite good. Yeah, I got Dragon Quest Heroes, which is really nice, and I got Bloodborne, which I don't like very much.
Oh no. I am not going to give my opinion on Souls-like games. I'm trying to be more positive and not mention those anymore.
That's the spirit. It's okay, I follow you on Twitter, I know exactly where you're coming from. But
everyone who follows me on Twitter knows my exact feelings about Souls games, so I will not repeat them here.
there you go. This ain't the time or the place.
Exactly.
But yeah, Destiny, which was okay. I'm already bored of it.
This proved harder than you might imagine.
I'm thinking of what other games I should look into for it. This one's definitely on the list.
Yeah, once the LP's done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I certainly ain't gonna spoil myself.
Exactly.
And deprive your viewers of the good videos, my unadulterated reaction.
Yeah. Like, I am just so proud that you did not know about, like, karma bombs and stuff, because, like, I loved your reaction to the neon karma bomb, because it just kept going, and you were just in such total awe. It was great!
Every time, man. It's just... it's so colorful. Okay. Alright, this is pretty clear what he's going for here. But what's the twist?
Delson, you are one talented...
That's it, actually. You get to do the entire one.
Oh, snap!
Yeah. just a bomb in an ice cream cone.
You know, no big deal. I guess there's no sense overcomplicating things.
Exactly. So I've recorded a bit more of this game, and I will say that I have spread the collection out a little bit better on the second island. We won't have an entire video dedicated to collecting, but 2 videos will be very heavily focused on it, but it won't be the entire thing.
You gotta do your Roundup videos. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, especially in a game like this, where, I mean, for an open world game, there are not many collectibles. Like, I'm cutting out, like, the repeat boring side quests, but even then, you can probably 100% this game in about 12 to 15 hours. It's not that long by an open world standard, because, like, I've been replaying Saints Row 4, and I've been playing that game for, I think the in-game thing says about 6 or 8 hours, and I'm only like 25%, 30% done.
Yeah, that sounds about right. There's a shit ton to do in SR4.
Yeah. There's a shit ton to do in every Saints Row game, which is part of the reason why they're so good, but it's also another reason you get burned out on them really easily.
Oh, tell me about it.
Humans have a bad day, they might punch a hole in the wall or crash.
Like, if you're gonna go, like, I'm gonna 100% Saints Row, you better dedicate, like, a solid 2 weeks to playing that game, at minimum.
Be ready to cash in some vacation time.
Yeah.
All this should play out. But I do know I don't want to live out my golden years terrifying my neighbors, or worse, in a prison camp.
Oh, gee. It's a conduit guy who's all like, maybe this is a curse, not a blessing.
Anyway, we're gonna go graffiti the Pink Elephant Car Wash, which is an actual, like, landmark in Seattle.
Is it?
Yeah. This is, like, one of the few places in the game where it's actually based off of a real building, because according to a lot of people, like, this is barely Seattle. You have the Space Needle and you have the Pink Elephant Car Wash, and that's about it.
I like that there's 2 cops just staring at you while you're doing this.
Whatever.
They're like, hey, what's up? What's up, Delson?
These guys are way cooler than our brother because they're watching us do it and they're not arresting us.
Yeah, for real. Look, that guy's coming over to check it out.
How's it going?
What's up, officer?
Don't mind me.
Not bad.
You like it? One time, I specifically remember it, one time here, I was being chased by DUP agents, and, for some reason, even though I was in the middle of a chase scene, they let me spray paint. So, like, the entire time, a DUP agent is standing right in front of me, yelling at me as I'm spray painting this. The entire time. It was great. I've never been able to recreate that. I also find it very odd that he chose blue instead of black for this particular one for the shading.
Yeah. I guess maybe he was running out of black. Oh! That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you got a story to tell.
Yeah, the stencil stuff is my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, me too.
At least my favorite side mission. Mm-hmm. Because they're all unique. You in between 2 playthroughs, you do at least 1 or 2 of these minimum in each district, and each one is unique between two playthroughs. There might be similarities between the two, but they're all different.
Yeah, they put an incredible amount of work into this.
Mm-hmm. I did some research, and I don't think they actually hired anybody on the outside to do these, so I don't know how well you could actually make these, but in real life. But Delson has an incredible talent, and like every once in a while, he's like, I should get paid for this, and I'm like, yeah, you really should.
He most definitely should.
Have you, Delson, like, have you seen those people who make, like, spray paint art on street corners and sell it? You can make entire cityscapes out of spray paint and layering it. It's actually really cool, and I want one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really, it's really impressive stuff.
I mean, I'm sure it takes, like, several hours for it to dry, but, I mean, that's the same of any traditional art.
Sure. Just dropping these karma bombs like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I've got it. I'm not going to not abuse it. Come on.
Of course. What a nice vista.
Mm-hmm. And look at that. Is all done. The first half of the island.
Wow. Way to go. Way to wage a one-man war against, fascist oppressors.
Mm-hmm. And to top it all off, we're gonna do the next part of Cole's Legacy.
Hey!
And it's the final part, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, who's this?
Delson, they found me. I need your help, now!
Oh, and I would like to issue a correction that some of my YouTube commenters have left. Thank you, YouTube commenters. This character is not the brother of the villain known as the Beast, but instead is the brother of the man who invented the Ray Sphere.
Ah! That means less to me, but okay.
The Ray Sphere is what, gave the initial conduits their powers.
Oh, I see.
Like, it exploded and, wiped out a city block, but in return gave Cole and several other people superpowers.
Oh, that's what caused the giant explosion. I see.
Yeah. So, he's not the brother of the main villain. He's the brother of the guy who's basically responsible for this whole mess.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the guy who's actually responsible for this whole mess is actually Cole, but from the future who traveled to the... It's complicated and comic booky.
So it would appear.
My best way of describing the difference between Infamous Games 1 and 2 and this game is that Infamous 1 and 2 are most definitely playable comic books. Whereas this one is sort of like, you know, a movie or TV spin-off of the comic that they tried to make a little more realistic to appeal to a broader audience.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's how I look at it, at least.
That does seem to fit. Man, these concrete guys are a pain.
Yeah.
Nice coats, though. Very future-y.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
No, damn it!
Aw, peas. Tenacious little cuss, isn't he?
Yeah. Got him.
There you go.
I even subdued him. He gets to sit there and think about what he did.
Darn right. Oh no.
Yeah. Wolf's dead. But we get to do something we did the first time we met him, and we get to follow his fish stickers.
The fish! How did he get all the way up there? That's weird.
I don't know. And as always, there's a problem with following stickers. At least the stickers point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
But, like, then they'd stop, and then you have no idea where you're supposed to go.
Oh, right, then you gotta guess until you find the trail again.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
There we go.
If you're hearing this, then I'm dead. I have a final request for you. Take all the photos, notes, and evidence to Zeke. I'll make sure it gets out to the people. And Delson, watch your actions. They will not only define you, but the whole world. Don't be so hard on your...
Fun fact, I actually forgot that I did this mission and have been avoiding the reward for it in future videos. So I guess next time I go sit down to record, I will use the reward for it.
Oh, great.
Because I completely forgot I did it.
It's Zeke. I just heard. How can I help?
Yeah,
You should shave off those sideburns, Zeke.
Where should we meet?
Great.
Well, that's not gonna make me popular.
As far as meeting up, don't take this the wrong way, but I kind of got this whole undercover thing going on right now. Being seen with you wouldn't be the best for my image, or lack of...
I really hope that they make an Infamous 4 and that Zeke has a bit of a bigger part in it, because even though he was kind of an asshole in the first game, he really redeemed himself in the second
I
game.
hope Zeke becomes a corn chip conduit. Just got the power of delicious pork crackling.
That or pizza?
Oh!
They were talking... Yeah, they were talking up, like, big on pizza in the first game in the very beginning, and I'm like, oh, damn it, you're just making me hungry.
I mean, pizza's the best.
Alright, I dropped off all his notes. What are you gonna do with them?
There's a group of us. We all met online. We've been chipping away at the...
A website called somethingawful.com. Call ourselves the Goons.
Either way, don't be surprised if you start to see...
I was thinking more like Facebook.
We got a Facebook group. The anti-dupers. The super dupers.
Cool. Hey, talk to you later, Zeke.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yep.
Well, this has been a pretty good episode, I'd say.
Yep,
hold
and
on.
there's a new custom jacket available.
God damn it! I'm
What?
glued to my chair.
Oh no.
Ugh.